Season's greetings, ladies and gentlemen. The Yuletide is upon us, which is the first for What About the Game. So, as a treat for you, the viewers and subscribers, I thought I'd give you my top 5 Wii U eShop games that I've reviewed this year. Before we get into it, there are some rules, of course. The first is that I must have played it before today, which is actually December the 18th. Any game that I've played after that will be considered for next year's list. Of course, not every game can be considered for this list because I haven't played it. Second, no retail releases because that is for a different day. And finally, just so you know, I'm basing this on my own personal enjoyment. Sure, maybe one game is technically better than the other, but was it as fun for me? That's important. Okay, without further ado, let's get on with number 5. You know, Christmas is a time to be spent with your loved ones, but if you're like me and far away from your true home, then you always have booze, right? So speaking of loved ones, a young girl called Eleanor is out in search of her missing father. At number 5, we may just have the most surprising inclusion in Whispering Willows, which is a 2D adventure game from Nightlight Interactive. So you're out solving the mysteries of the Willow Mansion as you explore the grounds, trying to find clues to your father's whereabouts. You can become a spirit yourself and interact with the dead and move things in the environment. I think the game progresses very well. It's always unraveling the secrets as you go. Each environment looks great and is really well detailed. You know, it's very beautiful. It was reviewed as a rather average game, which I can see why. You know, it's very simple, very easy, and the load screens are enough to make you tear your hair out. But I really enjoyed the story, and you know, there's just something so likable about it. You know, the characters, the artwork, the setting. It has flaws, but all in all, it was a great way for me personally to spend 3 hours. What is it that you love about Christmas? You know, the more that I've spent time away from the Western world, the more that I thought I would be disinterested in Christmas. But these days, especially this year, I am loving Christmas more and more. And the thing that I love the most is presents, because I'm a greedy little git. The best gifts that I've had this year so far are my subscribers, of course. But apart from you guys, it's the review codes that publishers have given me. Thank you to my subscribers, and thank you to the publishers. Number 4. I don't think I quite appreciated Q.U.B.E as much when I first reviewed it. Sure, I enjoyed it, and you can see that in my review, but I was definitely caught up in the, oh my god, I have a review code, go. You know, just kind of excited. I didn't quite take it all in. Looking back now, you know, it was actually a fairly damn good game. It had the gameplay mechanics and the production value that is seldom found on the eShop. It's a very clever game revolving around pushing and pulling different coloured blocks in order to solve puzzles, and you progress through like this mysteriously sterile testing environment. As it's the director's cut, there's also a story which is pretty good. There are 2 opposing people giving you advice and you're not sure which one to trust. A lot of times it's eerily close to Portal in the gameplay and story. It does enough to stand out on its own. Definitely worth the reasonable asking price. Q.U.B.E actually marked my first foray into YouTube. It was pretty terrible. You know, it was a slideshow using screenshots that weren't even representative of the actual game, with me just rambling on and on. I'd never used video editing software in my life until that day, and well, I hope I've improved slightly. Now this is where things get serious, okay? Now, although I was able to choose the games and choose their order very easily, I think these are the must-have games. Like, you must get your Christmas money, your eShop gift vouchers, and download them like now, or Christmas Day, or whatever. Just download it, okay? Number 3. Freedom Planet was a game that I had my eye on for quite a long time. I learned about this game during Summer Games Done Quick, I think, and it looked brilliant. You know, I've always wanted to like Sonic games, but something always prevented me from that. I'm not even sure what, to be honest.
but Freedom Planet was really the answer to my prayers. It has the looks, the style, and most importantly, the gameplay was just about perfect. At the time of the review, I wasn't really aware of some of the more advanced techniques, and I moaned about a small issue with the controls, which I got a bit of stick from viewers and readers, but you know, I hold my hands up, I was wrong. I would still like that particular mechanic to be improved in the next game though, you know, for idiots like me. Only after I'd published my review and then watched other people's impressions of the game. You know, some call me Johnny, he blew my mind, and you know, he equally frustrated me because he mentioned the similarity between this and Gunstar Heroes for the Mega Drive or Genesis, which was a game that I'd only just reviewed like a short time before, and I just completely missed that connection, and it's perfect. Anyways, the game looks gorgeous. I enjoyed the cutscenes despite what everyone else says, and you know, there's plenty of content and replay value. It's pretty difficult too, so you'll get a challenge out of it.
Christmas is a time about making wishes come true. And one of my wishes for this past year, in fact the past 10 years, has been to get another F-Zero game. But although we didn't get that this year, and it doesn't look too likely in the future, the guys at Shinen have come through for us, and their game is my number 2 pick for this year.
16 tracks, 4-player split screen, online racing, and a speed that will just about rip your face off. Fast Racing Neo is a very welcome addition to the Wii U library. It's been a long time coming, as there have been previews, articles, interviews surrounding this game for what seems like an eternity before we finally got our hands on it a few weeks ago. And even though I reviewed it, it's one of the few games that I still go back to. The exhilarating races are just something to behold. I absolutely love the challenge. It's very difficult, but not impossible. You know, you just need a little bit of luck and a little bit of consistency. Shinen seriously know how to get the most out of Nintendo hardware, and it looks stunning for an indie game. Every track looks stunning, even the one that I can't stand. You definitely need this on your Wii U.
And so we're almost at the end of our list. And it's been quite a ride for me personally. You know, I started out in August, and I've had my fair share of Wii U eShop games to review. But if you've been watching my channel, then you can probably guess which game is at number 1. It's a game I was looking forward to for quite a long time, and I was lucky enough to get a review code and tell you all how brilliant a game it was. Number 1.
Typo Man. In fact, outside of a few retail games that I reviewed, the video for Typo Man was an instant success for me. You know, over like 500 views in just like a few weeks, which is quite a lot for a channel so small as me. What do I love about Typo Man? Well, you're probably best watching that video review itself, but let's just say it's clever, charming, and it fills you with hope in a world full of bleakness and like dismay. It has really simple mechanics that are used like really effectively, putting letters together to create words that actually do something to the environment. It's difficult not to appreciate the thought that went behind each puzzle. There's really fine wordplay going on like throughout the game, lots of atmosphere, visual cues that just made this world so absorbing for me. I loved the speechless cutscenes. I thought they were brilliantly animated and directed. Although this game reviewed it fairly well, it didn't quite get the universal love that I feel for it. At times it could be a little difficult platforming wise, and I know that probably put some people off, along with some stuttering frame rates here and there. But honestly, I cannot wait to see what Brainseed Factory can do next. Typo Man is the best Wii U eShop game of 2015.
And so we come to the end of our list. Ooh, it's truly been a privilege to play these games and to talk about them with you. And you know, I am very, very thankful to everybody out there watching my videos, especially my subscribers. I love you all. Thank you so much for, you know, just being there. And yeah, I hope that you will continue to enjoy my content. Stay tuned for more content from me, I've got lots and lots of things planned for the festive period, and you know, I think you'll enjoy it. Lots of lists and lots of fun, and maybe even some reviews in between. So, have a Merry Christmas, everybody. Blah. I'm not doing that again.